Yeah, I had bacon this morning. You'd never guess that it was turkey.
Matthew, what are you doing?
What are you talking about?
World Juniors is starting.
When is that?
It's now!
Well, how am I supposed to know that?
Okay, now you do.
All right, well, let's talk about it.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Through the Eyelets, your new favorite source for all the latest news and stories in the world of hockey. As the holidays are fast approaching, hockey fans everywhere are gearing up to spend time with their families and watch hockey on the biggest stage. That's right, the World Juniors Championship, not the World Poodle Championship, the World Junior Championships will be taking place in Edmonton this year in the bubble. We will be previewing the 10 teams in this year's championship, highlighting the best players and everything you need to know for the tournament coming up. The 10 teams competing in this year's tournament will be Austria, Slovakia, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Germany, Finland, Sweden, the United States, Russia, and Canada. First on our list, at number 10, we have the Austrians. Austria last competed in 2010 in Saskatoon, and they have never won a World Juniors game. They are led by forward Marco Rossi. Marco was just drafted 9th overall in this year's NHL selection draft by the Minnesota Wild. He recently tallied 120 points in 56 games with the Ottawa 67s. He is a sturdy centerman, very skilled, and he finds openings all around the ice. Another player that has North American experience is Louis Lindner. Louis plays for the Boston Junior Bruins in the National Collegiate Development Conference. He is quoted saying that he wants people to know that Austria is not where the Kangaroos are at. Now, just so people know, Australia is in Australia, Austria is elsewhere. And they also have David Kasper, who is 16 years old and is one of the youngest players in this tournament. He is competing in the Sweden under-20 division, and he has 2 goals in 6 games. When I was 16, I was doing nothing. Next on our list is Team Slovakia. Slovakia was able to avoid relegation with a win against Kazakhstan in 2020. They're best known for their 2018 upset against the Americans in Buffalo by a 3-2 margin. This year, Slovakia will be competing without Maxim Čejković. Maxim Čejković is a scorer with the St. John Sea Dogs and has made a nice transition to the Austrian Pro League. He has 10 points in 17 games with the Bratislava Capitals. However, after an incident in camp with forward Samuel Krak, Maxim Čejković has been sent home for disciplinary reasons. He gave Samuel a concussion following a very dirty hit. On the back end, Slovakia should be led by Columbus third-round pick Samuel Nasko. He has 13 points in 22 games in the Finland U20 loop. Samuel is a good passer with great skating ability. He is relied on heavily on the back end and should be able to chip in offensively. On forward is Martin Chromiak. The 5th-round pick by the LA Kings managed to have a stellar rookie campaign with the Kingston Frontenacs. He was able to put up 33 points in 28 games, and he now has 5 points in 8 games in Slovakia Pro. He's looking to have a greater contribution this year, as without Maxim Čejković, he's going to have to pick up the slack that's left behind. I expect Slovakia to have a round-robin exit yet again, but to be saved in relegation. Grab your Wiener Schnitzel and Lederhosen. Right now we're going to be reviewing Team Germany. Team Germany will be without Moritz Seider and Lukas Reichel. Moritz Seider will be with the Red Wings developing in their camp, while Lukas Reichel is out with an illness. Up front, we have Tim Stützle. Tim Stützle was drafted 3rd overall by the Ottawa Senators in the 2020 NHL entry draft. He is an elusive scorer, 34 points in 41 Dell games as a rookie. Stützle will be relied upon heavily offensively. He's extremely confident with the puck and is always looking to find seams. Unfortunately, this year, he underwent surgery on his left hand following an incident in practice, so he won't be 100%, but he's looking to give the same contributions he would while healthy. On his side is fellow returning player John Jason Peterka. He is a 2nd-round pick by the Buffalo Sabres in the same NHL entry draft. He is a gritty two-way forward who plays a responsible game and has an excellent scoring touch. I expect the Germans to be competitive, but a quarterfinal loss should be coming their way. Known for gargantuous Alps and fine cheese, Switzerland is also known for breeding hockey talent. They're coming off a quarterfinal loss in 2020 and a bronze medal loss in 2019. But turning up front is Simon Knack. The 2021 eligible forward had 34 points in 49 games with Portland in the WHL. He's a very good two-way player who does well on the half wall and is able to find the net. He will be looking to provide leadership and insight to younger players this year. On the back end is Inaki Barragano. Inaki will have a chip on his shoulder as he was cut from the team last year. He made the transition from Kamloops in the WHL to the U20 loop in the Switzerland League with Lausanne. He is able to put up 16 points in 22 games in that league. He has certainly made strides in his game and will be expected to play big minutes and chip in offensively. I expect a quarterfinal loss for the Swiss this year, but they'll be back next year for sure. Oh mama, don't you cry. That's right, we'll be reviewing the United States of America. They're coming off a very disappointing quarterfinal loss in 2020, but they've been a hockey powerhouse for years. Backstopping them in net is Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight is a 13th overall pick by Florida in the 2019 NHL Draft, and his consistency will be relied upon by the Americans. Up front is Cole Caulfield. The 15th overall pick by 2019 managed to put up a point per game in 36 appearances with the University of Wisconsin. He's at 12 points in 10 games this year, and he's going to be relied upon heavily with that great shot. He is a game-breaking sniper who can find the hole on any goaltender on any point on the ice. He will look to have a bounce back this year, as last year his production was not up to par. By his side should be Trevor Zegras. Trevor's a 9th overall pick in the 2019 draft by the Anaheim Ducks. He had 33 points in 30 games with Boston University in his rookie season. He proved himself as a top scorer with the Americans when he put up 9 points in 5 games in the last World Juniors. He'll look to bring the same creativity. As Jack Hughes once said, he is the most creative player he's ever played with. Shane Pinto, Alex Turcotte, Arthur Kaliev, Bobby Brink, and Matthew Boldy will all be expected to chip in offensively, as these are all grade A prospects. With the depth this year, I expect America to make a gold medal appearance and possibly steal it this year. Neighboring Slovakia is the Czech Republic. They're following a 2020 quarterfinal loss on home ice, but they have a few skilled forwards that we'll talk about right now. Up front we have Jan Mysak. Jan was drafted in the second round by Montreal in 2020 and managed to put up 25 points in 22 games with Hamilton. Jan is a very good two-way player who uses his body to gain inside positioning and is very tenacious in front of the net. By his side is Michael Tepley. Michael put up 63 points in 53 games in Winnipeg. The WHL star is also a very big player who uses his frame to get in the inside and find those key scoring areas. Tepley is a 4th round pick by the Chicago Blackhawks and is expected to pick up on a stellar 2020 performance. Also up front is Jaromir Pitlick. Jaromir put up 50 points in 56 games with the Sioux Greyhounds of the OHL and is a 4th round pick by the New Jersey Devils. While the Czech Republic has some skilled forwards, I don't think they have enough depth to go far in this tournament, and therefore I expect a quarterfinal loss. Okay, this is epic. Finland suffered a 2020 loss in the bronze medal game, but with a very deep roster, yet again, they can surprise us. On the back end, they have 20th overall pick in 2019, Ville Heinola by the Winnipeg Jets. Ville was able to put up a very impressive 5 points in 8 games with the Jets, and he now has 14 points in 19 games in the Finnish Pro League. Ville plays a very poised two-way game and is very smart with the puck. He is expected to build on his very impressive international resume, as this is his 3rd time around. Up front, they have their captain, Anton Lundell. Anton is a 12th overall pick by the Florida Panthers in the 2020 NHL Draft. He relies on his positioning and excellent hockey IQ to find the quiet areas and put up points. He will be expected to lead this team as he has a very impressive resume himself. He's looking to build on a stellar tournament in 2020. Up front also is Brad Lambert. The 2003 born player is eligible for the 2022 NHL entry draft as a top prospect. He's expected to chip in offensively as well, as it'll be interesting to see how he fares. Although this Finnish team has lots of depth and experience, as they always do, I'm going to count him out yet again, as I expect a quarterfinal loss. Are you thinking IKEA and meatballs? Then you're probably thinking about Sweden. Sweden is constantly carrying grade A prospects, and they're a menace every year. Sweden lost in the semifinals last year, but they managed to pick up the bronze medal. On defense again, we have captain Philip Broberg. Philip is an 8th overall pick with the Edmonton Oilers in 2019. He has 8 points in 23 league games thus far in the top Swedish Pro League. He's able to utilize his fluid skating ability to jump into the rush. He's a great puck manager and is reliable in his own zone. He's expected to take on a bigger offensive role this year as Sweden will need all their guys going. Up front, we have Alexander Holtz. He is a 7th overall pick with the New Jersey Devils in this year's NHL draft. He has a very impressive 13 points in 19 games thus far in the Swedish Hockey League. He has a very special release. His rare scoring ability is similar to that of Caulfield's, as he's dangerous from any part of the ice in the offensive zone. By his side will be Lucas Raymond. Lucas is a 4th overall pick in the same NHL entry draft by the Detroit Red Wings. He is a special playmaker with very good hockey sense and skill. Those two together will be so dynamic for this team, and for that reason, I expect Sweden to be a gold medal contender. Privyet, comrades! Очень хорошо. Team Russia is looking to build off a stellar performance in 2020 after they lost in the gold medal game to Team Canada. However, they managed to destroy Canada in the round robin. Leading the charge behind the bench this year is Igor Larionov. Igor Larionov is part of the famous Soviet Five and was able to have a stellar NHL career. Backstopping the Russians in net is Yaroslav Askarov. The generational talent has posted a 0.96 goals against average in the KHL thus far with SKA St. Petersburg. I think he can steal the tournament for the Russians. When he's hot, it seems like nothing can get by him. Yaroslav Askarov is an 11th overall pick by the Nashville Predators in the 2020 NHL Draft. Up front is Vasily Podkolzin. The Russian captain is a 10th overall pick by Vancouver in the 2019 NHL Draft. While he hasn't been able to put up stellar numbers yet in the KHL, his international numbers are insane and is what propelled him to such a high draft ranking. Podkolzin is a tenacious winger with game-breaking abilities that allow him to beat defenders wide and get to the dirty areas. With a consistent game, I think that he can lead the Russians to victory. Yegor Afanasyev, Mikhail Abramov, and Yegor Chinnikov need to contribute if Russia wants to stay in this tournament. I think that Russia can be a gold medal contender, but they need all their guys firing, as depth at D can prove to be a weakness. And finally, from the Great White North, we have Team Canada. The 2020 defending champs are looking to build on their performance last year with a historic 20 first overall picks. It'll be interesting to see how first-year coach Andre Tourigny is able to spread the wealth amongst his talented players. Up front, we would have had Kirby Dach. The big two-way centerman was able to put up 23 points in 64 games with Chicago, but unfortunately broke his wrist in a preliminary game against Russia. He will be out for the tournament as he will likely need surgery. Up front, we have Dylan Cousins. The Jonathan Taves-like forward was able to put up 85 points in 51 games with the Lethbridge Hurricanes. The mature two-way player is always at a high speed and has great hockey IQ. He's expected to build on a dominant 9-point showing in 2020. On the backhand, we have Bowen Byram. The Western Canada hockey player is a 4th overall pick with the Colorado Avalanche. He managed to put up 52 points in 50 games with the Vancouver Giants. He is a very explosive and agile skater who processes the game at the same speed he plays it. I expect him to have a greater offensive contribution this time around. Up front as well as Connor McMichael, the 25th overall pick by Washington in 2019. Connor is looking to build on an impressive 7-point showing in 2020 that helped Canada reach gold. He put up 102 points in 52 games with London this past year in the OHL. He found himself at the top of the scoring list with our friend Marco Rossi. Him and Cousins should be a dual threat, as are many players like Byfield, Perfetti, Holloway, and many more. I expect Canada to win the gold medal yet again, as they are far ahead of the pack on paper. All right, everyone, this has been Through the Islets. I'm Matthew Varnovitsky, and thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe and support my videos in the future. If you like content like this, you're going to love what's yet to come. Thanks again.